Here's the line you always hear. Degrowth sounds nice, but the numbers don't add up. Well, some of the most respected economists on the planet just spent years running those numbers. And this month, they published the answer, under a headline that's basically a dare. A good life for the 99% isn't a pipe dream. It can be done. It's called the Global Justice Report, and it lays out, decade by decade, how every country on Earth could reach a comfortable, middle-class income while keeping warming to 1.8 degrees and shrinking the working week. Not a manifesto, a model. I'm Dee. Let me show you what they found. First, who made this? The World Inequality Lab. And yes, Thomas Piketty himself is one of the authors, alongside Lucas Chancel and their team. This is the Paris group behind the famous World Inequality Report. These are not fringe activists. These are the people governments cite. So when they write, in The Guardian, that a good life for the 99% isn't a pipe dream, and then publish a full decade-by-decade model to prove it, it matters. And here's the problem they're staring down. Right now, the world is split two ways at once. Wealth is obscenely concentrated. The richest tenth of people own most of everything, while the bottom half of humanity holds about 2% of global wealth. And at the same time, we're blowing through the planet's limits, heading toward 4.5 degrees of warming. The usual story says you have to pick: lift everyone up or protect the planet. Grow your way out of poverty or stay within limits. The Global Justice Report says that's a false choice, and it shows the receipts. Now, they don't use the word degrowth, but watch what they actually prescribe, because it's the degrowth blueprint, costed and dated. They model a transition running all the way to the year 2100, and the headline finding is the one that should stop you in your tracks. Nearly 90% of the world's population could double their income, while working roughly half the hours they do today. Read that again. Double the income, half the work, for 9 in 10 people. How? Because the gains don't come from making the global pie bigger and bigger forever. They come from sharing it, and from redesigning what we produce and how hard we run. That's sufficiency, one of the 3 pillars of degrowth. And here it is, sitting in a peer-grade economic model, not a protest sign. The target they set is a single, almost startlingly human number, around €5,000 a month, on average, in every country. Today, the gap between the richest and poorest countries is roughly 16-fold. They're modeling that gap closing, the global south rising, the over-consuming north landing softly into enough. This is the thing I keep coming back to on this channel. Degrowth was never about everyone having less. It's about ending the obscene more at the top, so there's enough for a good life everywhere. The Global Justice Report just put a spreadsheet behind that sentence. So how do we actually get there? The report is blunt. It only works if 3 things happen at the same time. Miss one, the whole thing fails. 1. Decarbonize fast. Clean energy rolled out at speed. The boring, essential engineering. 2. Shift to sufficiency. Fewer hours worked. Less raw material ripped out of the ground. A transformation of what and how much we consume, especially at the top. This is the pillar the growth economy hates, and it's non-negotiable here. 3. Slash inequality, of income, of wealth, and of power, both between countries and inside them. They model the wealth share of the poorest half rising from 2% to 30%. The billionaire class's share falling from 6% to basically a rounding error. And to pay for it, they propose a global justice fund, financed by taxes on extreme wealth and global capital. The scale they name is about 10% of world GDP a year, channeled into the transition. For comparison, rich countries currently spend less than 0.5% on development aid. So yes, it's a massive shift. But it's a number. It's costed. It's the difference between a wish and a plan. Here's why this episode matters. For years, the most powerful weapon against a post-growth future was 3 words. It's not realistic. The Global Justice Report just made that line a lot harder to say. A flagship inequality lab has now mapped a habitable, fairer, less overworked world, in detail, in numbers, all the way to 2100. So your one move today, go read the summary yourself. It's free at globaljusticeproject.wid.world. Don't take my word for it, take theirs. And then send this to the one person in your life who always says the maths doesn't add up. Because now it does. Let's work to build a world that thrives by design, not by default.